Hi, everybody. Welcome to our Lunch and Learn Friday special edition. I'm going to just take a few moments just to share this and make sure that it's public because I want you guys to get this good information. I have an amazing special guest. So I'm just going to make sure that this is public because I know that some of you have asked, and I'm going to share some tips and just share some transparency today. And I'm so grateful that I have a special guest. So, yes, we are public and we are live. So, we are live on Facebook and on YouTube. Whoop, whoop. So, Cienia, awesome woman, beautiful woman. I'm so grateful to have you on today. Multi six-figure travel business owner and trainer extraordinaire. I just want to say thank you so much. So y'all, your girl Nat is going to be really transparent today. Because I got on this woman's nerves. I know she ain't gonna say it, but I did. But we gonna talk about that in a few. So listen, for those who have been rocking tough with me for a long time, you all know, especially my family and my friends, you all know that I have had the travel bug since a child. For those who know, my family is West Indian. So a lot of times West Indian mothers or parents, they after school ended, you were on a plane right to either the Caribbean or you were on a plane to England. So half of the summer, like when school was over, the very next day I was on a plane to Jamaica or I was on a plane to England, one of the two, right? So through those travels I was able to see the world, so different parts of Europe, different parts of the Caribbean, and I loved it. And I loved it so much that although, me being an HR executive, I was always looking for deals. Am I the only one just looking, seeing what deals you have on, these no name brands? Because we're not putting out there, but just looking at brands. But then what I noticed is that my family and friends would always ask me for recommendation. Hey, Natalie, what are your thoughts about this? Oh, I know that you went here. Or, oh, I saw that you just came back from Dubai or Abu Dhabi, or you went to Paris. What are your thoughts in regards to this? And before I got married to my husband, I told my husband to get his passport. He's like, for what? Why am I getting my passport? Why are we going anywhere? What's the passport for? And I said, trust me, if you're going to be with me, we are going to travel the world. And he didn't think I was playing. So our honeymoon was Mexico. What you need for that? You need a passport. And my bestie, my best friend, she's the one that introduced us to where we should go for our honeymoon. So it's just like, I have had these friends and people around me that love to travel and also just had a passion traveling. So my husband and I, since we've been married, we've probably been to like 15, 20 countries, give or take, within our 12 years of marriage. But he said to me, he's like, Natalie, now you planted all these good meetings and travel and so forth. Why don't you become a travel agent? And I was like, well, I don't have the time. I don't know. That whole aspect was, I see your face. Well, I don't know. And I was making these excuses. I don't know. But you said something so key, and I'm gonna introduce you in a few. You said, well, somebody getting a commission. I was like, so I didn't even think about that. I just was, using these different sites, and people were having these phenomenal vacations, and I saw all of these beautiful trips. But was your girl making anything? So I took fear out of the way and I reached out. You posted something so I saw you on Facebook. So we were Facebook friends, but I didn't know you, but I know a lot of mutual friends with you, and a lot of mutual friends that I know that know you. They're all people that have second businesses, second, third, for businesses. They're serial entrepreneurs, and some of them, they have their 9 to 5, but they have other businesses. So I saw you posting a picture on a plane, and then I just was like, okay, let me be a little nosy on her social media. Let me get a little nosy on her social media. So then I inboxed you about, hey, I see that you have a travel business. Can you help me? And then you got on the phone and you helped me. And I was like, yeah, I'm gonna do this. It's gonna be so grand. And what happened? Got in the way. Stuff got in the way. And I have a secret. I know I'm gonna get on your nerves, but I plan another trip for free, not using my business. And I know I told you that. I was like, I can't believe you did that. So because you know what it is? Sometimes that imposter syndrome comes up, right? And you think that it's not going to be key. And then I was like, you know what? Enough is enough. So then I really spoke to you and you was like, Nat, what are we doing here? So now I'm kind of plugged in. Now I'm plugged in. So at this point, Cienia, thank you for helping me and seasoning me up. What's up? So thank you again. So can you tell the audience a little bit about yourself and the whole aspect of how you got into the travel business and how impactful just having a second business or third business is so key for people today?
Absolutely. And no, you didn't get on my nerves, right? But what I will say is that, my story is a lot different from you, Nat. I was not traveling at all. No travel under my belt, no passport in sight. I'm a single mom. I was rearing my kids. I was a provider. I worked in healthcare. And that's what I did. Not on the clinical side, but the clerical side, administratively. And so, but we're from New York, right? I always knew how to do what I needed to do to create some income to help my kids, right? To be able to take care of my family as far as the 9 to 5 goes. And so what happened for me is I moved to Florida. I was working as a claims analyst, and a coworker walked up to me one day and was pretty much just sharing her business, right? Pretty much giving me her card, telling me that she was a travel agent. She owned a travel business and that she could book my travel. So here's the thing. I just told you I was going nowhere fast, but I kept it really cute, took her card and told her I would keep her in mind when I was deciding to take a little sneak off mommy vacation. But another thing that had happened was I actually had made a decision to start traveling more that year. I had just booked probably about a few months prior. My birthday's in October. So probably about February-ish, I had just booked a cruise and I was paying on it. So, but long story short, she was about to walk away and she said, if you know someone who's looking to make some additional income, you could refer them to me. That was the key word. That was like my little senses went off. Income. That's exactly what I needed. That's what I wanted to know. I was open to seeing, okay, what is it that she's talking about? And that's when she actually shared the travel business with me, just really educating me, letting me know that there were income, commissions, checks that were embedded in all of this travel that people were doing. And so although I was not traveling that, I was like, wait a minute. My coworkers are like, I'll see you in 2 weeks. I'm going on a cruise. I was on that same blue app, this app, Facebook, Instagram, watching people post pictures about their vacations, family trips, all kind of things. And my wheels started turning. So I said, you know what? If I could get behind some of those transactions, then I could bring some extra income into my household. And that was really just the baseline of it. I was so ready. And I really wanted to start traveling more with myself and my children. But what I realized, and it's so funny, I don't think I really tell this story anymore, but when I booked my vacation or my cruise for myself, because people who know me now know that I'm a big solo traveler. I'm going to get going on you in a minute. Like I had to stop allowing people to like sabotage my dreams. I said, I wanted to go. I'm going to go. So for that particular cruise, I said, I'm going on a cruise for my birthday. And I had booked the cruise, and it just so happened I was on the phone with a friend fussing about making my payment online. And she's like, what are you doing? And I said, I'm making a payment on my cruise. And she's like, Chica, because she's Puerto Rican, right? She's like, what do you mean you're making a payment for your cruise? I said, I'm going on a cruise for my birthday. And she's like, no invite? And I'm like, oh, yeah, this is when I'm going. So then she ended up going and inviting her sister, and then her sister inviting her friend. So it turned into maybe about 4 extra cabins. And that's really what the light bulb went off too. Just thinking about that, like, Natalie, I didn't have to sell anybody on going on a trip. I wasn't even trying. You weren't even invited. You get what I'm saying? But people want to get outside. People want to travel. And so that really was how it all began. That's simply just getting some information from a coworker.
I love it. I love it. That's actually what happened when I went to Dubai. I think I mentioned to a family member that I was taking an anniversary trip to Dubai. They was like, oh, so we going. And then another family member, oh, we going too. And then another family member, oh, we going again. Oh. So then it turned into, give or take, about 8 of us. And it was great. And just like, I was like, so we're on to something. But people just think that traveling or the travel business, and I want you kind of like mentioning this because you mentioned some of the statistics, but some of the aspects, people just think it's like getting on an airplane, getting on a cruise. But there's some people that have conferences or brunches or so forth, and you have people that are coming in. If you partner up with the hotels, or if you partner up with like the train, because you like train lines or so forth, your everyday travel. Like if you're taking, like, for instance, for those Floridians that are in here, and I know that you mentioned it, but if you're coming from like Miami to Orlando on the blue line?
Bright line.
You can make, it's not much, but you can make something. You got to start thinking, okay, I'm planning this event. I'm about to get a block of rooms. If you became a travel professional through the hotel or through the Marriott or Hilton or whatever, bro, sis, you making some ends. What we doing here? So that's just I'm getting off the soapbox for now.
No, that's the thing. And it's so crazy because there's so much money that you can create that's happening right underneath your nose, but you just don't know about it. So here's the tea, y'all. Let me just give you the tea, right? There is commissions, income embedded in all of those prices that you are paying. But because you are booking it as a consumer, right? As Natalie said, when you partner up, that's a whole different ball game. Right now, you're just acting as a consumer when you book with these different entities or these different suppliers, right? But now when you are recognized in the industry as a professional, as a partner in travel, as she mentioned, travel agent or travel advisor, as they call it now, when you bring business to them, that is a business transaction between business partners. And now there is a percentage of that price that is paid for that travel that they will now pay to you. And that's what people don't know. So, and it's one of the best kept secrets. You got to understand that travel is a $9 trillion industry projected to grow to $15 trillion in the next 15 years or 10 years, shall I say, right? I've been now in the business for 8 years. And when I tell y'all, it's been one of the best things that have happened to me as a single mother. Now, there are other aspects to the business, but in 3 years, I worked this business part-time alongside my full-time job, right? My full-time job as a mom as well, all the extracurricular activities they had going on. And in that 3-year time span, doing those simple, small things. We talked about time, right? Natalie was like, I just don't have time. Y'all got time because you're booking it already, right? You're going to make time to take that trip, celebrate that birthday, right? Go on that honeymoon, do that destination wedding, do that vow renewal, go to your conference. Some of you travel, like she said, everyday travel for business. You have the time because you've already done it, right? But if I could be totally transparent, because you are your own business owner, you get to make your time. So it's not a traditional job where you have to sit and say from 9 to 5, I'm here doing this. It was more like, in those pockets of windows, there were activities that I was doing that on my lunch break, right? When I got home from work, I was cooking in the kitchen, doing certain things. Sometimes I would set aside an hour after I came home, right? And in 3 years, the income in this business actually surpassed what I was bringing in from my 9 to 5 or my 7 to 3 at the time. And I was able to walk away from corporate America altogether. And it's not only because I have the ability to accommodate individuals' travel, but it's also because I have the ability, or we have the ability, to position other people to also, tap into the money making side of travel. And so now multiple six figures. When I tell you I'm so thankful to God, let me just say this, and I'm gonna pass it back on to you, Natalie. I always ask people, if God was to answer your prayers, would you recognize it? And the reason why I ask this question is because I have been praying about increase, praying about expanding my territory, wanting more, not feeling content where I was at, asking him to use me, just wanting to impact lives. I felt like I needed to do something more, something bigger, right? And what happened was, this coworker walked up to me. Now, I'm going to be honest. I was trying to get up out that department and get a promotion to another department in configuration. But when I tell you what he shared with me, and I warfared with it a little bit. When she first shared it with me, you still talked about that imposter syndrome, and I don't want you to feel like you're the only one who goes through it, right? When she first shared with me, everything was amazing. It sounded amazing. I could see the value. I could see the benefits, but then those insecurities start kicking in, right? Oh, I'm just a single mom. I don't even travel. Will people take me seriously? Do I have time? Can I be successful? And as plain as day, it's like he slapped me upside my head in that cubicle, because he said to me, so you're going to deny it because it comes in the form that you least expected? Natalie, I was looking around like, well, you ain't have to do me like that, right? But I said, you know what? That is so right, because here I was asking for something, an increase in my finances, telling him I trusted him. And I don't want to offend anybody. I'm a God-fearing woman, but
oh no, you on the platform. If y'all talking to me, y'all know. Y'all
okay.
already know. You in right company. You in right company.
Okay. So I said, you know what? I'm going to trust you, because I'm talking about income, and I was thinking small, and you just tapped me into 8 streams, with what our company provides. And it was just game over from there. The network, the connections that you now have, not just in the travel space, but with the fellow travel business owners that you're connected to. Even when you say, all right, I was getting on your note. No, I'm just waiting until you're ready, Natalie. I'm just going to reach out to you, say a few things. When you're ready, just know that I'm here and meet you where you're at. And really, when you said you was ready, I locked arms with you and we roll. When you said, hey, I got to focus on this right now, understood, right? And so I can honestly say I'm super blessed. And now the goal is to bless as many people as possible with the information, so that it could be a blessing to them, their families, to their, friends, whomever, as well. So thank you for even allowing me to come on here and share.
No, I appreciate you, because like, just to be real honest with you, and I guess like honest with everybody who's here, I've never been that whole entrepreneur person. Does that make sense? So
Yeah.
like, I've been that whole, okay, I'm going to school. Once I go to school, I'm gonna work this 9 to 5 or 9 to 8, 9 to 9. I'm gonna go home, be the wife, be the mom, do this. I'm gonna go to, do church and so forth, and go back to work and so forth. So it was just like this whole aspect of being comfortable, right? But then sometimes there's different things in your life that will shake you up, where you're like, oh, so what's next?
Right.
What's now? Like, God, what are we doing?
Absolutely.
So there's some times in your life where there's a shakeup. And I know people may say, well, I'm not going to be traveling so much. I'm not getting on a plane. But you're about to go to that conference, or somebody who's about to plan a conference, or you know someone who's talking to you about what they want to do next year, or you're talking to, or someone or somebody's church or somebody wants to plan a family reunion in 2026 and 2027, you're just having regular conversations, right? So that's the whole aspect, is that like the one of the things I was like, well, I don't want to be salesy. I'm not a salesperson. Like, that's not me. No, you're just having conversation. Like, when you have, I'll say this, and this is for the travel girlies out there and the travel guys out there, right? When you're passionate about something, it just oozes out of you. So like when you said, like, I don't want to offend anybody, everybody know I'm a preacher. So like, let's just, you in this space, this is what it is. Y'all already know that this is what we doing and so forth. So y'all gonna get business and y'all gonna get Jesus. It is what it is. And y'all gonna get laughs. Like, that's who I am. I like to have a good time. Like, that's the whole aspect. I like to have a good time. I like to have balance. But that whole aspect, I'm not a salesperson. I don't want to sound salesy. But everyone, when you get on social media, when you walk outside, it takes someone 5 seconds to look you up and down and make an assessment about you. It takes someone 5 to 8 seconds in order for them to make an assessment about you.
Absolutely.
When you are, thank you, Nikki. So it's just you have to be able to say, okay, this is what I like to do. Let's just have a conversation. You want to make some extra money? Like, when I saw, like, I went to an event and I used my travel agency number, and I booked like a Hilton. I was like, oh, I'm about to make a little $50 here, a little $60 here for my own self, that I booked it and it was my own self. And then like people's like, yo, Nat, I know you going somewhere. Where you going? So like I have people. So this summer we're going to Rome. We're taking a cruise to Rome. So if you down, if you want to come, you see my email address, n.scott@call2be. So it's just like, or how can I help you? Like, what can we do to make this together? Like, if you said, you know what, I'm interested, but I don't know where to start. So like, I was always interested in regards to owning my own travel business, or I know someone who would be good at that. Email me. You see the email, and it's just, I know
I love you so much.
It is what it is.
You are so right.
I will say I was thankful that you took 2 hours out of your time to get on Zoom with me when I was finished with the semester. And he was like, okay, so what we doing? What can we do?
Right.
What are we working with? This is a time, honestly, people of God, and everybody who's watching this, to have multiple streams of income. Don't rely on one source. Can I say that? You cannot rely on one source. Work the business and let it work for you with multiple sources.
And I also want to say this. What I've also learned in this journey is that there's power in partnership. And so there are too many people who are trying to do things by themselves. I no longer want to be that independent woman. There's things that I can create and I love, but it's meant to be coupled with other people. So when you hear Natalie saying, hey, let's sit down and do this, right? I love that the culture of this business has taught us to work as a collective, right? To be able to leverage each other's strengths, to be able to leverage each other's talents, to be able to leverage each other's time, right? And I'm telling you, that's what has allowed me to, in a short few years, I can't even say double, triple, quadruple my income, because before it was just based off of what I was capable of doing. And that is when you say take the limits off. That taking the limits off is not just limiting yourself to what it is that you are capable, or limiting yourself to your understanding. Tapping into other individuals, tapping into people who have more knowledge than you. So I say, I understand when my mom says, show me your friends and I'll tell you who you are. When we were young, I hated when she started like that, because I knew a lecture was coming. But what I do understand now is it really does matter who you are connected with. right? It does also matter who you are in alignment with, right? We talk about being equally yoked, right, in the church. Nothing, we were never created to do things alone. And so, one of the things that I also love and value is the network, the community, right? The multi-million dollar network. What you just said, it does ooze out of you when you are passionate and love what you do. I just came back from Bahamas on Monday. And while we were sitting on the beach, just enjoying ourselves, I was, fighting with a bee, right? And a gentleman was, laughing and asking if he was okay. And it sparked a conversation. What did it spark a conversation about? Travel. He said what he did. He's also from New York, right? And we mentioned that we were travel business owners. He immediately wanted to know, well, what do you mean you're a travel business owner? And I helped him understand, yes, I have the ability, I accommodate people's travel, but I love to help people get in a position to be able to monetize their travel as well as the travel of others. And he said, well, wait a minute. My wife books travel. For her boss. He's a billionaire. He travels more 50 plus times. I don't even know if he said a month, a year, but it was something astronomical. And he was so excited about calling his wife to say, no, you need to speak to my wife. Because what I'm hearing you say is that she could create income from something that she's already doing for her boss. And I said, absolutely. And so, she finally came back from her shopping trip, and we sat there and we talked to her. And the thing is, she knew. She said, yeah, I've been looking into getting the IATA for the longest, but it costs $30,000 to get your own IATA. And I'll be honest with you, for us to be able to have an IATA, and which is a industry credential identifier that will now allow you to be able to be recognized as an independent travel advisor, it's $200 one time. So she was like, wait a minute. And she already understood the value. It was something that she was well aware of. And she was just looking for another avenue. And so just like that, of course, we were on vacation. I'm laying under the beach trying to get my little, Caribbean on. And she was, enjoying family. So we just exchanged information, right? And say, hey, enjoy your trip. Right now, I have your info. And when you come back, we can talk about it and I can share this information. And it was just that simple, very authentic, very organic, but just being able to share what you know can be an amazing blessing to other people. So
absolutely.
Yes.
I love that. And you said something about solo travel. So I have a confession, so to speak, to say. So next week will be the first time in about 14 years, give or take, that I'm going a place for a couple of days by myself before my family comes.
Oh.
So I'm just like, and I booked that with being a travel advisor. And I was like, this is different. This is new. Oh my goodness.
You're gonna love it. I accidentally stumbled upon solo travel. When I tell you it's so therapeutic, I mean, there's nothing that you have to do but just be one with yourself and God and whatever else you want to do. You don't have to cater to anyone but yourself. Oh my gosh, it's an amazing feeling. So I'm excited that you're gonna get to experience that, and I can't wait to hear, how you felt about it.
I will let you know, but I'm just like, oh, what do I do? But yes, but through that, it was just like, listen, life is too short. And when I see some of my timelines, because of just being in ministry or so forth, like when I see like another death notice or whatever, like, not to be morbid, I'm just like, yo, life is too short. Life is too short. What are we doing? What are we doing? We have to be able to live the life that we have now.
Mm-hmm.
So
Absolutely.
if you say, hey, Natalie, this is good information, I'm really thankful for, and can I give another tidbit? When you see her, you see underneath it says 6-figure travel business owner, multi 6-figure, you can do a lot within this business. So like when she was saying to me, like some of the things, just being transparent in regards to this business, and when she was sharing it, I was like, wait a minute. It took me 22 years to get to what she was doing when I was in that position. And I'm like, girl, what you doing? And you can still have fun. And I was like, I was literally killing myself, just to be honest, working 50, 60 hours a week. And I'm like, yo, Nat, what we doing here?
And I want to just piggyback to what you said about, that just people passing, right? We have to be proactive. What I also love about our company is we have a legacy in place. And so everything that you create in this business, right? As far as there's multiple streams of income, there's 8 streams. In the event of your death, they will continue to pay those streams of income to whoever you designated as your heir. And so for me, as a single mother of 2, who also lost her mom at 19 years of age, it was very, very, very important for me to create generational wealth, right? And so literally it has checked all the boxes. And just the background, the gentleman who started this business, now we have 2 companies. One is a 30-year-old host agency and one is a marketing company. The founder of the marketing company, number one, I love the fact that he said, listen, God told me to go help the people, because I was in my pool and he said, help the people. And I knew it was him because I was in the pool by myself. So I love it. And I love the fact that he was obedient to his assignment. He shares often about, just getting started, the warfare that sometimes that takes place when you're starting something great, Natalie, that will impact a lot of people, right? Even being able to start this business from his son's bedside in the hospital, right? And thank God he made it through. But, I love the fact that not only has he put this in place to be able to show everyday ordinary people how they can create an extraordinary lifestyle through some of the basic life skills and basic vehicles that we have available to us, but he is also putting people in position to create generational wealth. And so when I got started in this business, I was not a grandmother, right? But now I am, right? I told you I got started 8 years ago, but now I have a 5-year-old grandson and a soon-to-be 5-year-old granddaughter that have come into the world with the legacy. And so I'm pushing my family so far away from the poverty line, utilizing the travel industry and utilizing this travel business. So I want you to know that it's even bigger than travel, as Natalie has stated, right? Travel is the vehicle, but it's really about creating wealth, right? Being able to create something substantial, not just for right now, but for years to come for your family. And it's about impacting lives. And so I definitely want to say, if anything that we have shared with you on this afternoon, if you're catching it live or even if you catch the replay and you are interested in getting more information, right? I believe this is streaming on both of our pages, right? If you're connected to Natalie, reach out to Natalie, right? Go ahead and she'll put you in position. If you're connected to myself, reach out to myself and we'll go ahead and share the information. All we could do is share, y'all. And that's what I also love. It's not a sales thing, it's a share thing. And so when we share it with you, you'll have an opportunity to see everything that it entails, and you make that educated decision for yourself if this is something that you find value in and if this is something that you can benefit in. And whatever you decide, we definitely will support. But one thing you'll never say is that we didn't share and we didn't tell you, right?
Absolutely.
So,
Absolutely. Absolutely. So I just want to say thank you so much. And I want to say thank you, but I also just want to leave this point. You said that when you started this business 8 years ago, you didn't have grandchildren. Now you have grandchildren. So what you're doing is biblical. You're leaving a legacy for your children's children.
Mm-hmm.
You're leaving a legacy for your children's children because one, you stepped out on faith. You used what you were now passionate about to give other people opportunities. So one of the things is when you see the aspect of call to be, this is one branch of what God is sharing with me to do. One branch that I am very passionate about in regards to traveling. And I'm not letting anything stop me or hinder me. So if you say, hey, Nat, I want in, this is what I want to do. And I want more information, or I don't know where to start. You can email me at n.scott@calltobe.org, or you can inbox me. There's over 7,000 of y'all that are connected to me. So it's just like, come on, let's do this. I know that, you may have been connected to me in regards to the ministry side, but I am a businesswoman as well. So it's just like, I want to be able to make sure, just as my sister has said, Director Riley has said, that we're in this together, that we're building together, we're doing legacy together. And I'm going to say this one biblical aspect as well. If one can chase 1,000 and two can put 10,000 to flight, if you join up in a business, or if you join up in a legacy, a building, what do you think you could do? How far if you look at what will next year bring for me? By this time next year, if I really plug in to what God has called me to do, God bless you, Pastor Apostle. If you can say by this time next year, I'm plugging into another avenue, or if you say, you know what, and I don't know why I'm going here, but I'm gonna go here right now. For those who know you're supposed to be in full-time ministry, right, to help out, but then you want another aspect of income, reach out to me, reach out to your girl, because that's what I'm doing. I'm in full-time ministry, I'm a full-time student, and I'm also a travel business owner that has someone, and I'm plugging into an aspect of business and a system in which by this time next year, I'm not going to be where I was last year.
Absolutely not.
Because I want to say this, and we are about to end this. Tomorrow makes Women's History Month. Next month, you'll be seeing a bunch of things from me in regards to Women's History Month and empowering other women. If you want to hit me up, if you have my number, if you know me personally, inbox me, call me, or so forth. But this is a time where we really need to make this money, get out of debt, make sure that our children's children is taken care of, and that we're in regards to a $9 trillion business. Do you guys realize that? Travel is a $9 trillion business. People were still traveling during the pandemic, and people will still travel. Whatever's going on, you'll see somebody at a conference. You'll see somebody here, there, and everywhere. But travel is a $9 trillion business. You booked, got on an airplane, somebody getting commission. Why that commission can't be in your pocket? So I don't have anything else to say, but I'm excited. Oh, I'm excited, y'all. I'm excited. We are in this together, and we are a community. That this is what I am passionate about, is community.
Absolutely.
I am passionate in the next, and I'm gonna put this out there, in the next 4 to 5 months, I want to be able to help out 100 people get to their dreams. 100 people to get to their dreams. So if you want to hit me up at n.scott@calltobe.org. Inbox me, call me, text me, and we'll set up a meeting up next week. And let's build this together. Director, you have anything else?
Man, I'll tell you, just listen. The only thing that you can do, you have nothing to lose and everything to gain. And at that point, we've done our part, and now it's time for you to do yours. And so thank you for allowing us to share. Thank you to those individuals who are going to see this later, and let's build some wealth together. Woo-hoo. Thank you for having me, Natalie.
No problem. Bye, everybody. I can't wait to connect with you all. Watch the replay, share this information. You guys see the information on the tickler on the bottom of your screen. Can't wait to connect with you all. You'll be seeing me again next week. I'm gonna try my best to be on almost every day in the month of March as we march forward. God bless until we speak again.